good, man. Halloween's coming up. Who's excited?
Yeah!
It's my favorite holiday. It's the best holiday if you're a piece of shit. Okay? If you can just be someone else. Right? You're an unemployed alcoholic. Not if you're Luigi. Okay? You can be a power-hungry, controlling murderer. But for Halloween, you can just dress up as a cop and you'll be fine. You know what's fun?
What?
When you're younger, right? And I'm sure you guys had this before, right? Have you guys ever lied about not having your homework to your professor? Whenever I lied, it was always something big, so they wouldn't ask a lot of questions. Right? It was never something like, I left it at home, or I'm feeling a little sick. It was like, Brendan, why don't you have your homework? I'm like, Grandma, stage 6, diarrhea. And they're like, stage 6? I'm like, yeah, it's when you die of diarrhea, come back to life, and your ghost is diarrhea again. They're like, all right, just try to do reflections on Monday. That's the one I thought that was going to get a good laugh. They're going to love the diarrhea. Yep. Never really paid attention much in class. That wasn't my thing. And it's really hard to tell the truth when you're younger because sometimes people don't want to hear the truth, right? My professors were like, why aren't you focusing in school? I'm like, I'm 16, I have raging hormones, and if you don't have boobs on your chest, I'm not paying attention. They're like, don't you want to go to college? I go, I just don't want to have a boner every time someone breathes. Mixed messages, the worst. My friend was like, oh man, I just want a guy who's a family man and still likes to party. I'm like, you want a stepdad? I got one of those. 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, I got married, so I have to wear this engagement ring. Right? Thank you so much. And my buddy was like, oh man, you're wearing an engagement ring? Women love it. You're going to get hit on all the time. And I got hit on only one time. It was from this dude. And he's like, if it ever gets stuck, what you want to do is wrap bacon around it and just suck it off. I'm like, that's the hottest thing I've ever heard. You know what? I always try to be myself, but sometimes when you be yourself, people get annoyed by it. Right? If someone invites me to their home, they're like, my home is your home. Make yourself at home. So I immediately get naked and eat the entire bag of Sun Chips. They're like, mi casa es su casa. I'm like, all right, where's your wife? That was the second one. I thought you guys would be like, wow, he's a genius. Where's your wife? Never heard that before. Last name is Gay. And I didn't know it was a hilarious last name until the 2nd grade. Some kid comes up to me and he goes, your last name's Gay? I go, yeah. He goes, that means you suck dick. And I didn't know what that meant. So I go home and I'm like, Mom, does our family suck dick? And she's like, not since college. And she's like, who told you that? Like some kid at school said our last name means suck dick. And she's like, our last name means happy and prideful. I'm like, all right, I mean, happy people suck dick. She goes, kinda. She goes, I want you to go to class tomorrow early, tell the teacher what you told me, so that kid doesn't do that anymore. It's like, all right, she drops me off early, I'm in class, just me and the teacher, and when I walk in, the teacher's just crying. She's bawling. And I was like, hey, Ms. O'Mears, I feel okay? She's like, yes, I'm just had a rough morning, I'm a little sad. And I'm like, have you tried sucking dick? She goes, what did you say? I go, it'll make you happier, trust me. Ignorance is bliss, it gets you in trouble. All right, I remember in 1st grade, I saw a nude magazine on the way to school. I didn't know what that was. So when I opened up the pages, I see a cop, I see a nurse, I see a maid. I'm like, oh, this is what adults must do when they're at work all day. Yeah. You stole my joke. Everyone knows when you tell a poor joke on stage, it's always amazing. And I'm flipping through. I'll skip it. And I see a teacher. I'm like, oh, Mrs. Palmer never does this. And then I go to the classroom and I go up to Mrs. Palmer and I go, when are you going to teach us this? I want to learn this. She goes, oh my God, this is inappropriate. We need to go in the hallway right now. She's dragging me in the hallway and I'm like, nice. She's going to show me her front butt. Okay, this is great. She goes, you need to go to the principal's office. Go to the principal's office. Parents come pick me up. I'm sitting in my bed, and my dad comes in the room. He's like, pretty cool, right? I'm like, why were they all naked? He's like, it's just for adults. I'm like, do you and mom do that? He's like, not since college.